All right, guys, what was D-Day? We're still in World War II, okay? Chapter 1, The World at War. Who is this guy? Adolf Hitler. Good guy, bad guy? Bad guy. All right. Germany was one of the countries defeated in World War I. That war killed nearly 10 million soldiers between 1914 and 1918. After Germany surrendered, its cities lay in ruins and its economy was in shreds. Did Germany have lots of money anymore? They had to pay back, right? The Allies. Lots of money. So was their money worth anything? No. Remember we read a book and they carried wheelbarrows full of money? Okay. There were hardly any jobs. People were starving. Here on the newspaper it says, Germany surrenders. World War ends. Then, in 1933, Adolf Hitler, the leader of the Nazi Party, rose to power. He stamped out democracy, making himself the dictator of Germany. Freedom disappeared. Hitler named certain groups enemies, especially the Jews. So let's review. How many people were killed in World War I? 10 million. And Adolf Hitler was happy or mad that Germany surrendered? Mad. Where's Ferdinand? I think I have him. Okay, he's had so many names. Ferdinand today. All right, so how many people were killed in World War I? 10. Is that a lot or a little? A lot. And Germany, did they win World War I or did they lose? They lost. And was Adolf Hitler happy or mad? Mad. And so he was mad. And he said, Germany's number one. And then he came to power and he was a leader of what? The Nazis. Good guy or bad guy? Nazis, good or bad? Bad. And what did he want? He wanted to rule how much of Europe? All of Europe. All right. Let's see. The Holocaust. Adolf Hitler, the Nazi leader of Germany, hated the Jewish people. His answer for solving Germany's problem was to get rid of all the Jews. During the war, Hitler had 11 million people killed, including 6 million Jews. No one really understands what made Hitler commit such evil acts. The name given to the killing of these innocents is the Holocaust. And we learned that it wasn't 11 million. How many was it? 12 million. Yeah. Hitler built up a powerful army with millions of well-trained soldiers. Their weapons were the best in the world. Then he set plans to conquer all of Europe and beyond. Without warning, in September 1939, Germany invaded Poland. First, bomber planes. Here you go, bomber planes. Blasted Polish railroads, airfields, telegraph lines. Then more than 1 million German ground troops plowed into Poland with tanks and heavy arms. This kind of attack, bombing followed by a crush of tanks, is called lightning war. The German word is Blitzkrieg, or Blitz for short. So I put lightning rods up here for us to remember. 1939, Germany invades Poland with bomber planes, and it was called the what? The lightning war. So they attacked. It's a blitz. They attacked. Did it take a long time or did they do it fast? Fast. With lots of weapons. Okay. England and France immediately declared war on Germany. World War II had begun. England and France were no match for powerful Hitler. After Poland fell, German troops crashed through Denmark, Norway, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. In June 1940, France itself fell to the Germans. The free world was in shock. Here is taking over France. On the other side of the world, Japan was taking over lands in Asia and the Pacific. Japan signed an agreement with Germany in September 1940, along with Italy. The three countries were called the Axis power. So here, I forgot to add Italy. Yeah. Well, Italy, they separated themselves. And these are the Axis power. Okay? The Axis power. And this is Japan. And then we have Nazi Germany, right? And then we have Italy. Okay? Yes, sir. Okay, so these people were working together, right? Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. World War II leaders. This is very important. World War II was fought between groups of nations known as the Axis and the Allies. The major Axis leaders were Adolf Hitler, and that's Germany, Benito Mussolini, and that's Italy, and Hideki Tojo, ruining that, sorry guys, Japan. Then, shown below are the leaders of the major Allied powers known as the Big Three. So you have Great Britain, Prime Minister Winston Churchill, the United States President Franklin D. Roosevelt, also known as FDR, and we have Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin. Axis, Allies. Okay? Meanwhile, in Europe, British troops stood alone against Hitler. The United States shipped Britain arms, tanks, and planes. So arms, are we talking about arms on your body or are we talking about guns? Guns. But for now, the United States did not send troops. More than 150,000 American soldiers had been killed in World War I. The country did not want to fight another war overseas. Then, on December 7th, here it is over here, December 7th, 1941, the Japanese led a surprise air attack against American forces at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Hawaii is an island surrounded by water. The next day, U.S. President Franklin Roosevelt declared a war against Japan and its allies, including Germany. So FDR said, you can't bomb us and do all that mean stuff and us not do anything. We're going to join the war now because now you've hurt us. From then on, the United States played a key role in World War II. American men enlisted in huge numbers. The U.S. military grew from 334,000 men at the beginning of the war to a force of 12 million soldiers. This one says, I want you for U.S. Army. Nearest recruiting station. Overnight, the nation turns itself into a war factory. Thousands of warplanes, battleships, and arms on our body or guns? Guns. Were churned out and shipped overseas. In 1939, America made fewer than 1,000 military planes a year. By the end of 1943, it produced 8,000 in a month. That's a lot more. Yet Hitler and the Axis powers seemed unstoppable. Hitler overran almost all of Europe. His troop marched east to the Soviet Union. Japan seized countries in the Southeast Asia and the Pacific. Italy was winning battles in North Africa, and beginning of 1942, news from the Allied war front was grim. So were we doing well? Were the Allies doing well? Was the Axis doing well? Yes. Rescue at Dunkirk. British troops could not stand up to Nazi Germany alone after France fell. The Germans defeated them in battle after battle, pushing them back towards the west coast of Europe. By June 1940, 338,000 troops, including French, were trapped in a narrow strip of coastline at Dunkirk, France. In a daring rescue, hundreds of private boats carried them back to England. The quick getaway forced Berlin to leave behind thousands of guns and more than 100,000 vehicles. That's a lot. Then slowly, one hard battle at a time, the Allies began to gain ground. Japan's advance was halted. Japan's advance was stopped at a small island in the Pacific called Midway. The Soviets stopped Hitler's advance in Russia. Allied troops forced Italy out of Africa. The Italians then withdrew their director Mussolini, and they signed a truce with the Allies. So did Italy stay with the Axis power? No, they went with the Allies. There was a surge of hope. Allied leaders began planning a strategy for ending the terrible war. So let's review. Are you ready? World War II killed how many people? 10 million. And who was mad that they lost World War I? Hitler. And he was, what country lost World War I? Germany, and they had to pay lots of money. So he was mad. And he said, Germany is number one. And then he became the leader of the who? The Nazis. And he wanted to take over all of Europe. And then Germany invades Poland with bomb planes and tanks, and they called it the what war? Lightning War. And who were the Axis power? Who was it? Japan, Germany, and Italy. December 7th, 1941. Who attacked? Okay, put their flag there. Who attacked Hawaii? Yes, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. And what did we say? We're going to go to war. Franklin Roosevelt said, you bomb me, we are going to war. So then what happened? We went from 300,000 soldiers to how many? 12 million. And then the U.S. made 8,000 war machines per month. And what happened to Italy? Did they stay with the Axis power? No. They said, peace out, man. I'm going to go with the Allies, the nice guys. And we stopped them at Midway. And what did Russia say to the Nazis? Nope. Stay away. We don't want any. All right, guys. We'll see you for chapter 2.